Man cannot live on crime fighting alone. Here we go, the 15-minute morning show podcast. We got a house full today. We've got Scary, we have Gandhi, and there's Froggy.
Hello.
Waiting for Tropical Storm Nicole.
Yep.
It's going to be a big one, right?
They say it's going to be a hurricane when it makes landfall. It is starting to inch a little more up the coast of Florida. Yesterday, it was around West Palm. Now, the latest update has it up north of Okeechobee around Port St. Lucie. So, yeah, it could be a Jacksonville event more and more as it starts to head this way.
And of course, by the time you see this podcast,
who knows?
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe you won't see it. Maybe you'll have no power.
There you go.
Yeah,
there's Garrett.
Yes.
There's Scotty B.
Hi.
There's Danielle.
Hello.
And there's Straight Nate.
Hello.
What a show today. Mo Rocca was our guest today. If you have no idea who Mo Rocca is, you need to get to know Mo Rocca. He has this podcast called Mobituaries. He also is a contributor to CBS Sunday Morning. Just an interesting guy. And when I asked what he does for a living, he's like, well, I do the electives, the fun courses that you take in college. He's like, that's my profession. Everything I do is fun and
That's so
interesting
cool.
to me, he said. I love that. Any thoughts?
I mean, I would love to do it. I think, first of all, it was fun to see you really, really loving a guest that came in here. Not that you don't normally, but you're actually a huge fan of Mo Rocca, so that was entertaining. But the things that he's doing with Mobituaries really sums up what you say we all need to do with our lives every day, which is leave a legacy of some sort. And he's finding the legacy everybody left behind and putting it into books and podcasts. It's really cool.
It's a great way to study history. History, God, you think of history classes when you're growing up and you're thinking, oh, God, it's just another class I have to try to pass. History can be very fun. Mm-hmm. You learn. We learn about who we are today because of what people did before us.
I feel like he's the type of guy you want to take to a party with you because you know that he'll be so cool to like take around to your friends and you'll always have something to talk about. Like you can meet different people while you're there because he's just that guy who knows everything. He's totally the icebreaker.
Can you guys think of anyone in history that probably did not receive the recognition they deserved, but they did big things? There's a story behind everyone and every big thing that we participate in today.
You guys know who Charles Addams is?
No.
The creator of the Addams Family.
Yes.
So outside,
I don't know a lot about him, though.
But outside of The Watcher, which is famous now, is based off of the town I live in, Westfield, New Jersey. Charles Addams and the house that we saw from the Addams Family is based off of Westfield, New Jersey.
Where you live.
Yes, exactly.
That's why that's important to you.
Yeah. I just learned they have an Addams Fest. I'm like, why are we celebrating the Addams Family all of a sudden, like every October? Like I get it, Halloween, whatever, but it's to honor him because he created it and developed it. And
that's pretty cool.
All in the town I grew up living now.
There you go. Anyone else?
I mean, this isn't like a person through history who did something, but I know Nate loves the Golden Girls, so I know he knows this. But B. Arthur, who played Dorothy, she used to drive a truck for the Marines back in World War II.
Really?
I can see that.
That's crazy to me.
That's badass.
It is badass. And that was so long ago when, women weren't even all that prominent.
Well,
in the military.
Queen Elizabeth, she actually worked on trucks.
She was a mechanic.
She was a mechanic during the war. Absolutely.
That is so cool.
Damn.
And she used to drive around her kingdoms, her castle land to go, hang out with wildlife and hunt and whatever. And whenever one of her Range Rovers got stuck in the mud or died, she would fix it.
Wow.
She'd get out and fix it. Absolutely. There you go. The things we didn't know about people in history.
You know Adam West, who played Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so remember there was a character called Aunt Harriet.
Yeah.
Played by Madge Blake, who was in something that you...
She was in a million different movies.
things.
Yeah.
Anyway, the producers wanted to fire her for whatever reason. And Adam West heard about this, went in and talked to the producers, stood up for her. She kept her job. The very next day in his dressing room, Adam West found a freshly baked cake from Madge Blake as a thank you.
Aw, that was nice.
It just goes to show what a like you hear stories about these actors and you think they're full of themselves and narcissistic, and here's this guy standing up for somebody else, and he got a cake, and he considered it the greatest compliment he ever received.
That's so cool.
I would like a cake.
One of my favorite scenes from the old Batman TV series was Batman, through the 30-minute show, saved this woman's life, whatever, and he went into her apartment wearing his bat costume, and she says, "Would you like to come in for some cookies, Batman?" He said, "Yes, I will." And then he turns to the camera and says, "Man cannot live on crime fighting alone. And he
True.
went inside and he railed her. she slid down the bat pole.
Well, that's a different type of story.
Up and down the bat pole.
I'm assuming some of this stuff. Yeah, there's always a greasy bat pole involved.
Interesting.
All right, well, that ran out of
There
air.
we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I guess we don't know enough about.
Danielle and I were talking about, she was talking about Richard Nixon, but the I Am Not a Crook speech was held at the Contemporary Hotel in Disney World.
Another Disney World historical moment?
It's crazy. There are so many of them.
Yeah, it's because of Elvis's mustache. That's why.
Oh, God.
I don't get it.
What?
Well,
'Cause
Walt
you're
Disney.
Walt
All this
Disney.
Disney stuff is coming up because now you look like old dead Walt Disney.
Oh, okay.
It's a stretch.
Actually, it looks more like old alive Walt Disney, but
Whatever.
Yeah.
I look like
Good
old,
effort,
I look
Scotty.
like
Good
old
effort.
drunk Walt Disney. I'm going to shave this shit off.
No,
today.
you gotta keep it
don't.
going.
Maybe can I trim it? So this can catch up to this. I don't know.
You could dye it if you're really freaked out about it. You could like get the Just for Men and do the little painting.
I would look like some dastardly person who ties women to railroad ties.
Dastardly.
I love the people who use Just for Men, but they get it all over their skin and they get very little in the hair. And they're like their scalp or their face is all dark.
Yeah, I can't dye this.
Make it a different color, like a totally different color.
Like pink.
was
Make it
this
pink.
100 and some years ago? It was common for men to have mustaches.
But it's not then.
Like 30 years
Yeah.
ago. No.
80s.
50 years ago.
They wore petticoats back then too, but they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, like you look at any picture of anybody from the Civil War, 99% of the time they got a mustache.
My dad had a mustache. When my dad shaved the mustache, it wasn't right. You had to know. I put that mustache back. I don't even recognize you.
Well, true. But
It's
to be
crazy.
fair, though, you walk down the street of New York, and the majority of the guys have beards and mustaches.
Yeah.
So that's but it's just the lone mustache. That's the creepy fucking part right here, right here.
Yeah.
Creepy.
I wish Sheldon would like keep his because when he grows a little bit of the gruff and the
What, wait, scruff or
I
a
love
mustache?
it. No,
Just a mustache.
just the little gruff around.
What's
no,
gruff?
Mustache, just a
The
little
scruff?
The scruff.
It
That's
doesn't
what-
like do
Oh, yeah.
anything to your face, like when you.
No, I love it.
That's the complaints I get from my wife.
I
Who's
love
like, you got to shave. You're
I know
cutting up my
it's
face.
a thigh tickler.
Brandon without a beard looks like a child, and it makes me so uncomfortable. He came out once and totally shaved the whole thing. I'm like, ew, who are you? Go back in there. He's still so cute, but he just looks so young.
He's little.
I'm
I
just
like that
realizing this now. I've known my dad now for 38 years. I've never seen him without a mustache. 38 years.
Yeah.
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 That's weird.
I've never seen my Uncle Bill without a mustache. He's always had a mustache the entire time I've known him.
And I look like a weirdo, completely clean shaven. I hate it. So I always leave at least like a little bit of the goatee. If I shave it completely off, I look like an idiot.
You
That's
said
not
it.
what makes you look like an idiot.
Oh, is that so?
Maybe being an idiot makes you look like an idiot.
I guess you're right.
You're not an idiot.
Oh
You're
my
far
God.
from an idiot. Scotty B and I had a great lunch together yesterday.
Oh, that's nice.
Did he do anything weird?
I don't think so. I did suck a cherry, but it wasn't.
He was cherry sucking.
You know, why don't you go suck a cherry,
I do.
Scotty?
We had a great lunch. I'll leave it at that.
We did.
Okay.
It was good.
And we're all having a great lunch today.
I guess. Is it
I can't. I have to miss the lunch. I have an appointment.
Deanna, are you coming to lunch today?
Me
Doctor's
too. I have a
appointment?
doctor's appointment.
And my
But
dog is here. I can't with the dog.
Bring the dog.
bring the dog.
You can't bring the dog.
Oh,
No.
can we talk about how perfect his dog is? He
Can
has
we get a shot of
the greatest
Sawyer?
dog on the planet? I love
Here's-
Sawyer so
Come here,
much.
Sawyer.
Poor Nate.
Just
He
say
has
the
an allergic
little
reaction.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Just say the
we go.
dog
No,
seeing eye dog.
The thing is, Sawyer gets near
Sawyer.
Nate, and Nate breaks
Yeah,
out in
yeah, yeah,
hives.
no.
He's so allergic.
And poor Diamond is petrified of this dog.
Okay, but
Why?
can we talk? We should bring her in here for this because
We got to get
Diamond-
we
Gotta
gotta
get him
get
outta
Sawyer
here.
out of
Oh,
here
okay,
because
Come in.
we love you, Sawyer.
as you can see, he's like a little.
Aw, he's such
Where's
a.
his tail? Is that just the type of dog
It
he
got
is?
caught
or-
in the car door when he was a puppy.
Stop.
Yeah,
No.
it was
Stop
terrible. It was
telling
a
people
terrible
that.
scene.
No, that's not
Stop
what
telling
happened.
That's the
people that.
Australian
He just doesn't
Shepherd.
have that type
No,
of a
Aussies
tail.
don't have tails.
I
Okay,
didn't
so
know
Bare
that.
butt.
tell the story.
Okay, so Diamond, we all know she is a little menace. Love her for
Hold
it.
on,
She
let me get her-
scares
Diamond, come here.
the shit out of Scotty on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So he brings the dog in today, lets the dog pop out of a box, and Diamond nearly shit herself over it. But I think she was genuinely mad at him.
Yeah.
And I say, turnabout is fair play.
Yes, it is.
You
Of course
scare
it is.
him all the time. He scares you. Come on.
I don't agree because I think that yes, you scare him, but when you scare someone with a dog, a huge
No.
dog, and
It
then-
was a
He's
different.
not-
You don't
yeah.
get to
It's a
write the
different
rules,
type of a scare.
Danielle. You don't
He's a
get to write the
teddy
rules
bear.
when you fuck with somebody.
No, it's
Yeah,
a different
because-
type of scare.
He's so harmless. He's not going to do
I
anything.
know, but she doesn't know that.
No,
All right,
she
so-
knows that. She knows that.
So
She's been
we-
around.
I knew he was bringing Sawyer in today. And then I got in. I said, "Where's Sawyer?" He says he couldn't come. I mean, what do you mean? Where's Sawyer? You're going to bring Sawyer. And he said, he couldn't come. And then he says in the studio, I have Sawyer hidden in the back. We're going to scare the shit out of Diamond.
And he did. And he did. And this is why when I say he's not a good person, I mean it.
What?
So, yeah. Because, well, what he did to me wasn't nice. You heard me screaming.
I know.
So,
I do feel
It
bad for
sounded
you.
like you were being murdered.
well, I felt like I was being attacked. The dog jumped out of the box. Okay? Like, he didn't just say, oh, the dog is here. Ha, ha, ha. Like, no. I literally asked him, I said, where's the dog?
There's the sound.
That's the sound.
Yeah. I was fighting for my life, okay?
You weren't
Oh,
fighting
no,
for
you
it.
You were
weren't.
not. She
On a
also,
chair like it was a mouse.
there's another person in the building who brings a tiny little French bulldog in,
Yeah.
and Diamond has the same sort of reaction to Taz. You know these dogs aren't going to kill you. The only thing I'm saying is when you continuously scare the shit out of Scotty,
Yep.
and you have, as a human, jumped out of a box before,
That's right.
isn't
Learned
it
my
all
lesson
kind of like the
with that
same?
one. No, because of the simple fact that I scare him and I keep it pushing. The dog jumped out of the box. You stop it. The dog jumped out of the box and was like quickly approaching me. Okay, and I'm like,
This dog is harmless.
He is such a little teddy
he's
bear.
big to me.
It's just hair. He's
Well, I'm
small.
happy for him,
Have
but
you had
no.
bad experiences with dogs? in
Yeah,
the
I just
past?
don't like the idea of a dog like reaching up at me and being like above my hip or something. It freaks me out. I just
Okay.
feel like
You know what?
absolutely
You're not alone. There are a lot of people who
Yeah.
are deathly afraid of cats, too.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
petrified as well. I don't do them. I don't even like looking at cats on TV. They scare me. They scare me.
Now
You know,
that I
I
agree
had a
with.
really bad experience with a cat.
What happened with the cat?
So my babysitter's cat just decided one day like it was just gonna roar at me, and I've just never been the same. I can't do it. Sorry, I can't.
Right.
I
Animals
can't.
can be frightening. If that's what sticks in your
Yeah.
head, then
Yeah.
you're frightened of
Yeah, we're
animals.
done.
I was there when my sister got attacked by a huge dog. And like I had to shove my arm in its mouth and I was riding it around the house. And she has marks and there was a lot of blood and it was very, very scary. And she's petrified. So that's why when you reacted that way, it brought back these memories and I totally get where you were coming
Yeah,
from.
Danielle walked in here pissed off at Scotty.
I
Yeah.
was. That
Why?
Love you, Scotty.
Because he was laughing. Instead of like, I'm freaked out, just grab the dog. I'm not
Wait,
gonna
but
like.
hold on. In all fairness, you guys laugh your ass off every time you scare Scotty.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
It's not different.
Though,
I don't
because
see it
like
differently.
if Scotty's scared of a human murdering him and she's popping out a box and he does not know who is there and what's
Right.
happening, it's like the same thing.
You can't fuck with people and then write the rules on how they get you back.
Well, yeah, I can. It's my life.
No, you can't.
All right.
I
well, I
this
can't
is the
argue
thing.
against any of this.
If he would have just he let the dog just leap. When I say leap, that thing was.
I saw the
It was
video.
like a
it was
hurdle.
not that dramatic.
Well, see, Sawyer thought you wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
He's
and that's
so
the issue.
just-
So, you know what?
You did
Dogs-
scare the
dogs
crap out of the
know-
poor dog.
Dogs know when people don't like them and they are attracted to them. It's true. Like when people come to our house that I know don't like dogs, he goes right to them. And the people that like dogs, he leaves alone. I think dogs know that. They have that intuition.
What, do they
know?
want to win them over or something?
Yeah.
Is that it? Win people over? Is that why dogs?
Well, it makes them.
gravitate
I
to
think it makes them curious.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes them curious to know, well, what's going on over here. What, Nate? Why are you so standoffish? The
No,
dog's
no,
not
no,
even in
you're
here
right.
anymore. You have no reason to sneeze.
No, you're right. There's this thing where dogs look for eye contact, and eye contact is in essence kind of approval. And if you don't like dogs or are allergic like me, you tend to not look at the dog because you think looking at the dog's going to come to you. Well, it works in reverse. If you don't give that dog the attention it wants the attention and approval, so it will come closer to you.
And maybe it gets a bad vibe and it's like, why are you in my house? I'm going to come check you out.
That too.
Diamond, what would it take for you to give Sawyer a hug?
No, absolutely not. That's a hard no for me.
He's real cuddly. He's so
but,
cuddly.
No, cute dog. Just
You got over
Not
your
my
swimming
thing.
fear. You can get over your dog fear with
yeah,
this
I
dog.
don't know. It's not really the same. I don't know. So this is the thing. If Scott would have held Sawyer, I don't have an issue with like being around a dog. It was just the way that it happened.
But
I
that's
will
not
never want
scaring
to be
you.
in the
The
room
whole
with.
point was to scare you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that is why
Because you scare him all the time.
he's not
Yeah.
a good person.
Are
Oh,
you,
God.
after this, are you going to continue to scare Scotty?
I don't know, because the thing about it is that I said after the computer thing that I would never do it again, and I keep doing it. So I don't know. You never know.
You really can't go by what you say.
You were
Kim.
something else. I gotta
That's
tell
what
you.
it is.
$1,000 later.
Stop.
Scotty, Scotty, what are you doing? Scotty,
Holding him.
Scotty.
Okay, just
I'm standing right
Don't
here.
bark.
Nate, it's not always about you.
Never bark.
No,
You
Have
got
a
it.
cheese ring.
You got it.
I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch. Okay. Let him smell. Let him smell. Go ahead, smell. Well, then we're done. Thank you.
That's progress.
Progress, Diamond.
That's progress
Yes.
right there. Progress.
Oh my
All right.
Oh,
there you go. Sawyer, we loved having you here today.
I'll take him home if you need.
All right, let's get out of here. Are we done? I think
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Good night.
Bye.